I chose to play accordion because I had it in my family. My father plays accordion, my uncle, the other uncles, my cousins, and I didn't have other choice other than playing accordion. And this is great because at young age you have phases where you see the parents doing something, then you repeat, then around 10 years, 12 or 13, you reject that. And then that's a short phase. Then a few years later, you come back to love the profession or the instrument with what you started. So I started at 4 years old. That was in Moldova. And that was with my father. He was the first teacher. Meanwhile, I was watching also my uncles playing music, my cousins. It's like a huge clan which used to play music, and they did many weddings in villages, and I grew up in that environment. And I'm glad that I had that opportunity to do that and to learn from these great musicians and to pass it to the next generation. That's the idea. Seeing all my uncles and my grandfather with them, this is so special to me, because the new generation, they're a bit luckier than us, because they have so many memories and pictures and photos with smartphones. Back then, to have a photo, this was not that easy. So this is a very special one to see my grandfather. And when I look at this picture, what says to me that besides musician, he also used to be a great metal worker, a ferrar they call it. So he would work with metal and also playing weddings in villages. These are my uncles playing a typical wedding in the villages, and my father should be somewhere around in this picture, somewhere in the background. We don't see it in this picture, but this is how they used to play. Like a drum, handmade drum, electric guitar, accordion, trumpet, trombone. So this is a very special one. That's one of my first pictures. That was around 5 years old. That was a typical Soviet or bloc countries from 80s. Everyone, because we didn't have much choices of the instruments, and everyone had like a same accordion which was passed from one kid to another. So this was a Russian brand accordion, Soviet brand accordion, which we used to play, and this was the instrument which I did the first sounds. Oh, this was the dream picture of I think every musician's family. They want to see the entire siblings playing music together. So you could see all of us, all my brothers and my mom in the picture. She didn't want quite to be in the picture, but we pulled her in, and you could see my youngest brother singing. And out of everyone was doing music. Out of everyone, I'm the only one continuing with the music. But they still keep the music for themselves in their life, very present. And this was a period in the mid-90s when we, besides the folk music, we also were discovering the pop music, and we knew the entire albums of Michael Jackson, inside, outside, all the arrangements. Even we learned how to moonwalk and playing many songs of Michael Jackson. This is my father playing fusion, and he's a wedding musician. He played all his life for weddings, and in the ex-Soviet Union, all the countries used to have same concert halls, same instruments, same clothes, because back then they didn't have much choices of all of this. But somehow musicians, they did a great job integrating folk music into fusion. So back then they got excited about music from Central Europe, from North America, all of this pop, a bit of funk, and that you could see in this picture my father exploring and playing pop music, sometimes mixed with some folk influences, but yeah, they had a drum set, they have electric guitar, electric bass. So this was a different phase in his life. He was exploring another styles too, and I guess I have this fire from him. He passed it on to me, exploring another cultures and other styles of music. Even though I'm classical trained, I did hundreds of weddings. I also was passionate always to learn new styles and to discover new cultures, and I have this fire until the present day. I used to be second year in my studies, in my musical college studies, and I left Moldova in '98 to go in Spain to the festival. I spent there 3 weeks playing for a festival in the region of Frejanal de la Sierra, Extremadura, Badajoz, that was the city. And what was great about this picture and about this moment, that this is my first encounter with the different world than I grew up with, and this was like Occident, the West. And since then, after this festival in '98, I came back to Moldova, and something inside me, it's always kept saying, you have to leave, go and explore the world, go and meet different cultures. And what was so nice about this, that this was the first spark in my mind. And I would talk with my colleagues, my friends. I said, well, I want to finish my college studies, and eventually I want to live to Europe or to North America. And everyone was laughing and says, no, you'll never go. You'll never leave Moldova. You play weddings, you play great gigs here. So anyway, this was the spark. And of course, that once I finished my college in the year 2000s, the beginning of the year 2000, I was applying for a visa to go in Canada to play a festival, and our group was denied. But then we persisted, we tried again, and in 2002, when I saw the visa, I packed my luggage, which was nothing other than accordion, a broken accordion, $60 American in the pocket, and a bag full of cassettes with the beautiful music from Moldova, Romania, Bulgaria, and all those countries from Eastern Europe and Balkan. This is one of the first encounters with the Balkan musicians. You could see a great guitar player who lives in Sarajevo, a Serbian guy, and the other one, a great percussionist who lives in Bosnia. And these were one of the first youngsters who introduced me to the Balkan music. I used to play the Balkan music in Moldova, but with them I really went deep into the style, and they opened a new door for me, because Montreal is like a great art hub, artistic hub of North America. You have all the cultures, all the styles, and I'm so happy that I could get to taste from all of this beautiful styles of music. That was my first jazz experience in Montreal. This was with the great African-American jazz singer Jerry Brown, and that was when I played a jazz concert with one of my friends, and she was a judge, and she heard me. She was a teacher at the Accordion University in Montreal. She heard me and she approached me and she says, "You're a great jazz player, you play jazz." And I said, I don't feel like I'm playing jazz. I'm familiar with that, but to play jazz, this is something else. It's not in my tradition. Because this was freshly in 2005, one of my first years when I arrived in Montreal. And this woman, she influenced my jazz playing actually. She has a school African American jazz school is the same thing like Eastern European Roma, the Gypsy school, the Jewish school, where they encourage kids from young age to play music, and they persist and they encourage that you can do it and you can play it. And she was one of those people where she said, you play jazz, and she gave me that fire for jazz. And actually I played with her few gigs at the upstairs famous jazz place in Montreal. And she announced, at one point she gave me a solo. I also was accompanying her on piano. At one point she gave me a solo, and she announced me as the biggest jazz piano player, the greatest jazz piano player in Montreal. And of course I was all red. It's not true, but she gave me that fire to continue with jazz. This is a funny and a very interesting picture. This is a famous accordion player from Montreal. His name is Serge Duchesne. He has over 500 or 600, actually more, over 1,000 costumes of different colors. He's famous as an accordion, the most colorful accordion man of Canada. He participates at different accordion festivals, and believe me, he has over 1,000 suits special sewn for him, different colors shoes, different colors pants, ties, and he is a big lover for the accordion. Of course he plays French, Italian musette. He adores that.